Hey guys, how's it going? This tutorial is for any sort of artist or photographer or graphic designer or anyone who needs a really awesome portfolio to show off their work. I built this website in about an hour and it was extremely easy. You don't need to know any sort of web design or web programming like CSS or PHP or HTML to build it. You can build it if you're a complete beginner uh, and it shouldn't take you long at all. So this site's really cool because it has these great pop-up images so people can view your projects closer, or even they can go more in depth and click on a specific project and view more pictures. And this also could be a video or anything you want it to be. So beyond this portfolio part of the website, we also have an about page so people can learn more about you and what you do. A really nice blog to get your clients or fans involved with your work. And then we have a contact page so anyone can contact you directly from this website. So we're going to be building this portfolio in WordPress. WordPress is the most popular content management system. And what it's going to do for you is make it really simple and easy to change or update any aspect of your website without having to know any confusing web programming. So WordPress is huge, used by pretty much everybody. It's really great, it's really simple, and it's going to make our lives a lot easier for building a website. So before we can actually start building the website, we have to make sure you have a few things. If you don't have it already, we do need hosting. Hosting is what's going to store your whole website and all of its images. And this does cost money. It's cost about $10 per month. And then we need to get a domain name. So that's like www.yourcompany.com. And this also costs a little money. It's like $12 a year. And then finally, we can install WordPress on our host and domain so people can access it from the internet. And then WordPress is free. And then on WordPress, we need to install a theme. So the theme is going to make our website look and act the way it does. So in this case, it's going to make it act and look like a portfolio. And this does cost money. You can try to get a free theme, but they aren't that great, and I really like this theme, so I think it's worth it. And I think this theme was about $50, and that's just a one-time cost. And then after that, we need to add our portfolio, obviously, because we're making a portfolio website. Then we need to add like the contact page, the blog, and the about page. And then I'm going to show you how to make and add a logo. So I'll show you how to make a custom logo using free software if you don't already have one, so you can have a simple logo that represents your website. So the first step we need to take is getting hosting. If you already have hosting, you can just skip over this part. But if you do not, there are tons and tons of different hosting companies out there. The one I use and I really like is HostGator, hostgator.com. They're really cool because they're super cheap and they will make it really easy to install the WordPress content management system. So if you want to see more hosting options, you can go to Google and type in best hosting, and you'll probably see HostGator, on all of these top rated ones. In my opinion, HostGator is the best. But you might also want to check out other hosting companies to see if their hosting plans better suit your needs. So if you do want to go with HostGator, just go to hostgator.com, click View Web Hosting Plans, and they'll have a bunch of options, but my favorite option is baby plan. This is what I use because hatchling plan is a lot cheaper, but you can only put one domain on it, so you can only have yourcompany.com. With the baby plan, you can have yourcompany.com, your dad's company.com, your friend's website.com, and as many as you want. So I recommend the baby plan. And here are the payment options. You can pay for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, or just do it month by month. And that's what I do, month by month. Click order now. And then this is the important step of picking your domain name. So this is going to be yourcompany.com, just like HostGator is hostgator.com. Now, a lot of domains that you're going to try are not going to be available probably, so you just have to be creative and try stuff until you figure something out. So I'm going to do cool WordPress tutorial.com. Hopefully that'll be available. And if you already bought a domain name from something like GoDaddy.com, you can transfer it by typing it in right here. So HostGator will automatically always give you 20% off with this coupon code, but if you enter in HostGator2513, this is my code and they will give you 25% off. And if you do enter this code, I do appreciate it because HostGator will give me a small commission and that helps me do these free videos. So on to step 2. And step 2 is just making sure you have whichever plan you chose with whichever billing cycle you chose, 25% off. Then you just make a username for HostGator. You make up a PIN number for security. Enter in all your information, your billing address, your billing information. And down here, they have add-ons automatically added on. Just go ahead and uncheck those. They just cost money and they don't really do much. And click I have read and agreed to the terms, and then click create account. And I will see you on the next page. So the next page was just a confirmation, and you should be receiving an email shortly. So just click the email when you get it, and go down to where it says password, and copy your automatically created password. Remember the username that you made, and then click your control panel. So then enter in your username and type in or paste in your password. Click login. And now we're at the HostGator control panel. So this is where you can manage your hosting or domains. So you could get a new domain right here if you wanted to add on a domain, or do the live chat support, which is another great feature of HostGator. And you could do lots of other stuff. You can look through it if you want, but what we're really here for is to install WordPress. So let's just scroll down until we see software and services right here and click quick install. So this is going to be where we install WordPress. Then under blog software right here, click WordPress. Click continue. So this is where you make sure you're installing WordPress on the right domain if you have multiple domain names. And I only have one domain name because my cool WordPress tutorial.com domain isn't ready yet. So if you wanted it isn't ready yet, so I can't use it just yet. I would have to wait a few hours. So I'm just going to do it on. So this is where you make sure that you're installing WordPress on the correct domain if you have multiple domain names. So I only have one because my cool WordPress tutorial.com hasn't resolved yet, but just to save time, I'll do it on cooljoomla.tutorial.com. And if you wanted your WordPress on the root of your site, like if I wanted it just on cooljoomla.tutorial.com, I would leave this blank. But if I wanted it to be on cooljoomlatutorial.com/word, I would type in word right there. Then we'll keep enable auto upgrades on. Enter in the email or your email. And for blog title, this will be your company name or your admin, which can be, and I'll just do admin. And first and last name are optional. So click install now. And you just saved yourself $500 because that's how much web designers charge to install WordPress. So if you want to see your WordPress site, you can just simply type in your new URL in the URL bar in your browser, or just click here. So this is what a clean WordPress install looks like. And this is live, and the whole world can access it now. So now let's copy this password right here and go into the admin area of our WordPress site. So click here, admin area, or go to yourdomain.com. In my case, cooljoomlatutorial.com/word/wp-admin. But if you don't have this word subdirectory, it would just be yourdomain.com/wp-admin, and you will get to the back end of our WordPress site. So just type in admin and paste in your new password. Click login, and this is where everything happens for WordPress. So this is where you make new pages, this is where you add to your portfolio, this is where you can change the look of your site, this is everything for WordPress. So the first thing to do is to go to users, your profile, and change that confusing password down here at the bottom. All right, now update profile. So now we can just log in with our username that we created and a password that we will remember. So we have installed hosting, got our domain, we have installed WordPress. Now we have to get and install the theme, which is going to make our site look and act like a portfolio in this case. So to do that, let's go to your browser and let's go over to themeforest.net. So ThemeForest is basically a marketplace where thousands of layout or theme designers sell their themes. So let's click on WordPress. And then over here, let's type in Gridlocked, which is the portfolio theme that we're going to use. Click this, and you can view the live preview, which I've already shown you. And then you need to purchase this and download it to your desktop. So click Purchase, and either choose to buy with prepaid credit or buy now with PayPal, which is faster. And then just download the theme. And then just download the theme. And then it'll prompt you to download the theme and just put it right on your desktop. All right, now that you've downloaded your theme to your desktop, let's just unzip it. And then let's go over to Appearance, Themes, and click the Install Themes tab at the top. And then click this Upload button right here. Now let's open up the gridlocked folder, the unzipped one. and you will see gridlocked.zip. Don't unzip this one, just simply drag and drop right there into your browser. Then click Install Now. Alright, hopefully it says theme installed successfully. Just press Activate, and this will activate the theme on your website. So if we were to go to ourdomain.com, or click up here where it says your site name, and then click Visit Site. So this is what a clean gridlocked install looks like. So the first thing I want to do is change this logo. So let's go back to our admin control panel. So this next part is for people who have no experience creating any sort of graphics. So we're going to be using free software to create a simple logo. But if you have Photoshop and you know how to use it, you can just skip over this part, and I will be showing you how to install it on the theme in about 5 minutes. So let's open up a new tab or window. And then let's go to pixlr.com. That's Pixlr.com. Let's go to Pixlr Editor and press Create a New Image. And let's set the width to 90 and the height to 90. And let's also put the background as transparent. So let's check this off. Press OK. And I'm just going to quickly make a logo similar to the gridlock logo, but obviously you can get a little more creative with this part. So what I'm going to do is just click the marquee tool right here, click the circle tool, click the constraint and set it to fixed size. Make sure it's 90 by 90, and I'll just click right in the middle. And then I will select a dark gray color by clicking this right here and going to dark gray. Then I'll click the paint bucket and fill it in. So now we have a circle. Let's make the text inside this circle. So click the text tool right here. Click right in the middle of the circle and write your text. Then we'll set the color to white by pressing here and going up to white. Then I'll click a text I like a little better, or a font, and make it bigger. That seems good. I can move the text around by clicking this arrow and clicking and dragging the text. So once you are happy with your results, you can go to File, click Save, make sure the My Computer tab is selected, name it Logo, and click the format as PNG Transparent Full Quality. Click OK and save it to your desktop. After that, let's go back to our admin control panel and then go to Appearance, Theme Options. Now find where it says Custom Logo right here and click Upload Image. Now just go to your desktop and select your logo that you just saved. Press Open. Scroll down to the bottom and press Save All Changes. Once the options have updated, let's go to your site, and now you'll see your logo. Now if this does not work for you, if you still are seeing the gridlocked logo, just go back to your admin control panel, go to Plugins, and then find WP Super Cache and press Deactivate. And now go to your logo and you should see it working just fine. Now I've already prepared a better looking logo, so I'm just going to add that to my theme now. There we go. All right, so the next thing I want to do is simplify this whole layout by getting rid of the search bar, the recent posts, recent comments, archives, categories, meta, all of this on the sidebar. I don't want any of this. So let's go back to the control panel. Then let's go to Appearance, Widgets, and you'll see Main Sidebar. And all you have to do is drag and drop everything you don't want outside. But what I do want is for the main sidebar to show my pages. So I'm just going to select Pages, drag it in. The pages are going to be like the blog, the About, and the Contact. So I do want to show those options on the sidebar. So I'm just going to type in Menu, and we can sort it by page title, that's fine, and press Save. Now if we go back to our site, we'll see that we have a menu with one sample page. So let's go ahead and start making our portfolio. So let's go back to the control panel. And now let's make all the pages that are going to be on our site. So let's go to Pages. And we can delete this sample page. So just mouse over it and press Trash. Now click Add New. Now type Portfolio. And let's create a portfolio page. So under Page Attributes, make sure the template is set to Portfolio. Click Publish. Again, click Add New. Next, let's make an About page. So we'll type in About, and we don't have to add content just yet on any of these. And we don't need a template, so let's just click Publish. Let's create another one called Contact. And there is a contact template, so under Page Attributes, make sure to click Contact and click Publish. Next, let's make a blog. So Add New, just type in Blog and hit Publish. So if we were to go look at our site, we'd have a bunch of blank pages, except for the contact page. But the problem is when you click on any of these pages, there's no sidebar, so you can navigate to other parts of the website. So to add a sidebar to these pages, let's go to the admin control panel. Then let's go to Appearance and Widgets. Then we'll see that the main sidebar, which is the sidebar when you get to the home page, does have a menu, but the page sidebar does not have a menu. So to add a menu to the page sidebar, just go down to Pages on the left side and drag it right in. And we can name it Menu again and click Save. And also the portfolio also needs a sidebar. So let's click Portfolio and drag in the Pages widget. Again, name it Menu and click Save. So now all of our pages will have a sidebar, so we can easily navigate through our website. So when you click the portfolio page, you'll notice another little sub-menu that says Skills. And what the Skills menu is just subcategories of our portfolio. So we could have a web design category, a photography category, and a graphic design category so people can easily find what they want to see in your portfolio. So let's start adding stuff to our portfolio and see how that works. So again, let's go back to the control panel, and you'll see a portfolio tab, and this portfolio tab only exists within this gridlock theme. So click portfolio, and then let's click add new, and this is how we add a new project or a new picture to our portfolio. So this one for me is going to be called pools, and I don't need to enter anything into this body right here. And then if you scroll down, you'll see all the portfolio options. So we can have a caption, an external link, and then we can choose our portfolio type. So for me, it's going to be a slideshow, not a video or audio. It's going to be a few different pictures when you click on the portfolio project. Enable lightbox is the pop-up window when you click on the image that gets bigger, and I do want that. And then it says image thumbnail, 230 by 170. So I'm going to teach you how to do this. If you know how to do this, you can again skip over this, but if you don't, we're going to go back to Pixlr, pixlr.com, go to Pixlr editor, and I already have a few images prepared, so I'm just going to open an image from my computer right here. And I found the easiest way to make these thumbnails in Pixlr is just by going to Edit, Select All, or Control or Command A, then going to Edit, Cut or Control X, and then go to Image, Canvas Size, and then typing in your width, which is 230 for us, and the height, which is 170, and clicking OK. Then all you have to do is click Edit, Paste, and then you can drag around the image where you want it. And if your image is too big, you can just go to Edit, Free Transform, and then hold down Shift and click and drag these boxes. So there we go, it looks good for me. Press Enter, and then I'll go to File, Save, and JPEG's good. I'll name it Pool Thumb, and I'll save it to my desktop. All right, now we have to upload that to our website. So back to the portfolio project, and let's just click on Browse next to Image Thumbnail. Select Files, Desktop, and let's find my thumbnail. All right, everything looks good here, so just click Insert into Post. So now if we went up to the top and clicked Publish, and then viewed our site, in the portfolio section, we would see that we have a new thumbnail. All right, so now when I click on it, I want it to enlarge with a big picture. So to do that, we first need to make sure that we have an image that's the right size. Because when people click on the thumbnail, obviously we don't want it popping up too big or too small. So to do this, let's go back to Pixlr. I'll open an image from my computer. And as we can see, the dimensions of this image are 2000 width, so that's way too wide. Click Open. And now what I want to do is just make this image smaller. So to do this, I'll just go to Image, Image Size. And now for these pop-up images, you don't want them to be any bigger than 950 in width and probably around 650 in height. So I'll make this 800. And the height's going to be a little too tall for now, but I'll just press OK. So the image is actually going to be a little bit bigger than this because this is only 27% magnified. But if I just crop out the top, press enter, and then go to image, image size, that will probably work out for me. So now I'll just go to File, Save. I'll name it Pool Big. Save it to my desktop. And now to add these pop-up images, I'll just go over to Featured Image, Set Featured Image, select Files, click the file I just created, click Open, and then this is an important step. Make sure that it is on full size with the right dimensions, and make sure you do not press Insert into Post. Make sure you press Use as Featured Image. Just click this, then close it. All right, now if we press Update and visit our website, click our thumbnail, we can see that the image pops up. And actually, I messed up a little bit and I went a little bit too big because my height is 696, I think, and you probably want to stay around 650. So close that up. And next, let's add a slideshow. So when you click this pools link, you'll have a slideshow of images relating to this project. And also we'll add a little description right under here. So back to the portfolio. Let's scroll down to where it has all these images. And you'll see that there is a maximum width of 550 on every one of these slideshow images. That's because the layout is only so big and it can only accommodate a picture that is 550 in width. But you can go as tall as you want. So since I've already shown you how to resize images, I already have a few images prepared. And I'm just going to open up my images that are 550 in width. So I can see that my image is 550. Click Open. And then you want to remember the height of the first image in the slideshow. So in this case, it's 650. So remember that. Click Insert into Post. And then right here where it says Image 1 Height, type in 650. This will make sure your image is displayed properly on the slideshow. So again, let's go to Image 2. And I have my 550 in width image. And I'll just click Insert into Post. Do it again. Insert into Post. All right, now let's add a little description. And that's down here where it says excerpt. All right, now let's go to the top and update our portfolio. And let's view our site. So we have a description. And if we click our pools link, we have a slideshow. So that's how you add images to your portfolio. Let's learn how to add videos. So back to the portfolio, let's just go to Add New. I'll just name it Video. And now let's grab a video from Vimeo or YouTube. I'll do Vimeo. So just browse over to your video, and the first thing we need to do is capture a screenshot of the video for our thumbnail. So you can play the video and find a place in the video that you like. Let's say it's this part. And I'm not sure what the Shortcut is for PC users, but to take a screenshot for Mac users, just hold down Shift, press Command, and then 4, and then select the area that you would like to capture. And that'll put a screenshot right on your desktop. So after that, let's go back to Pixlr, and let's open up that image. So now let's just do the same thing we did with the other thumbnail. So edit, select all, edit, cut, image, canvas size, 230 by 170. Press OK, then edit, paste it in. And I actually like it right there. So I'll just go to File, Save, and we can do JPEG or PNG. It doesn't really matter for these thumbnails. Press OK, and I'll save it as Flowers Thumb. And I'll go back to my portfolio, and just like the other one, I'll go to the image thumbnail, browse for it, select the file off my desktop, which is right here, and then just press Insert into Post. And then if you want to have a bigger screenshot pop up when you click the thumbnail, you can do a featured image, but I'll just go straight to putting in your video. So let's go back to Vimeo and go over to your video and click Share. And then you want to make a custom sized video. So let's go to Custom Embed Options, and you can do this on YouTube also. Make sure it's 550. If it's not, just change it. And you can turn off autoplay or keep it on. I'll turn it on. And then just copy this embed code. So click it and copy it. So let's go back to our portfolio. And I will just go down to the bottom under Video Settings and paste in this embed code. Then what you want to do is look at this code and find what height equals. So I can see that height equals 309. I'll just copy that. And under video height, I'll put in 309. This again will make sure that your video is displayed properly. All right, let's go. Oh, let's add a description. And let's press publish. Let's test that out. And the thumbnail works correctly. And if we click the video, we should have a video, but we don't. Why is that? I did not put the portfolio type as video. All right, now let's press update. And let's check this out again. Here we go. And it autoplays right there and looks great. All right, now that we know how to add videos and pictures to our portfolio, what you might want to do is have the portfolio come up as your home page. Because right now, if we go to my site, the home page is actually the blog. So to change that, let's go to the admin control panel. Let's go down to settings, go to reading, and then click this little button right here. After that, under front page, select portfolio. And under post page, click blog. Click save changes. and your site now should have the homepage of a portfolio. And one more thing that I forgot to add is under skills, we can have categories for these different projects. So to add different categories, we'll just go to portfolio, click edit, and then add a new category under skill types. And I can add my skill type. Add new, update, and we can change the other one too. Add new, and update. So now we'll have under skills, architecture, and videography. All right, so obviously you'd want to add more stuff to the portfolio, but you get the point. So now let's add stuff to our about, and let's learn how to add stuff to the blog. So back to the admin control panel, and let's go to pages, click edit. Now I think you can figure out how to make a simple about page just by making paragraphs, but the real reason for this about page is so I can show you how shortcode works. So to use shortcode, let's just go over to the shortcode icon right here, click it, and there's lots of different options, so let's try something out. Let's do tabbed content. Let's add in some titles. Let's say it's about me, and then separate the titles by commas. You'll see what I mean in a second. About us. So I'll have two tabs, about me and about us. This one will be about me, and I'll paste in some dummy text. And this one will be about us, and I'll do the same on that one. Insert shortcode, press update. Now if we view our about page, we'll have this tabbed content that looks really cool. About me, about us. So let's see some more stuff we can do with the shortcode. So back to the About Us page. Let's add in toggle content. Toggle content can be really cool for FAQs, and you'll see in a sec what I mean. We can add another one. Some dummy text. Update, and let's view that. So now I have this toggle content, so I can toggle it in or out, which is pretty cool. Another thing we can do is separate the page by columns. So I could have 3 columns with 3 different pictures. Let's try to do that. So I can go to columns. 1/3 is what I want. And I don't have to enter anything here because I'm going to insert a picture. And there's one 1/3 code, and here's another code. I want to insert my picture right in between those two. So upload and insert, select my files, and I've stolen these files from Themezilla, so I hope they don't mind. Insert into post, and I'll just do that 2 more times. So shortcode, columns, 1/3, insert shortcode, and put my image right in between those 2 little pieces of code. And one more time, but this time it's different. So we insert the shortcode, press columns, And we have to tell the shortcode that this is the last 1/3 that we're going to be adding. So we'll do 1/3 last. Insert shortcode and put our last image right in between those pieces of code. So if I did that right, I should have 3 images going horizontally. And that looks good. Another thing we can do is do some cool little buttons. So if you want to stylize your site a little more, you can go to the shortcode, click buttons, enter the URL, and select the style and the size, and enter the text that you want on the button. Insert shortcode, update, and let's view our page. Now we have a button right here. Another thing we can do is an alert. So we can have a red alert if we want to get someone's attention. Let's view our page. There it is. So that's a quick overview of shortcode. You can obviously get a little more creative with it. So let's move on to the blog. So to change or add stuff to your blog, just go to your admin control panel, go to posts, and click add new. So another cool thing about this gridlock theme is there's different formats for each kind of post. So that really makes your blog stand out and look great. So I'm going to do an image format. I'll give it a title, and I'll select a category or add one, and then I'll go down to featured image, set featured image, and I'll upload an image. Then I'll click use as featured image and close that up and publish it. Now we should have our first blog post right there. So we can add more stuff like a quote using the quote format and typing in the quote right here. We can add a category and publish it. Let's view the blog, and we have a quote and a picture, and I think you get the point. But once you start adding a lot of images, this kind of blog starts looking really cool. So for the sake of time, I think I'm going to cut it off here, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it helped you out. And if you have any questions, just send me a comment on YouTube.